Have you ever wondered why you can understand every word in a textbook but feel completely lost when a native speaker starts talking? You clicked on this video because you saw the title, Test Your English Level, and that declining graph on the thumbnail, and let's be honest, it hit a nerve. You're here because you are tired of guessing how good your English actually is. You want a real, honest benchmark, and I promise you that by the time this video ends, you will have exactly that. At Fantistori, we don't just tell stories, we build bridges between where you are and where you want to be, so you can trust that every minute spent here is a step toward fluency. The frustrating reality for most English learners is the listening plateau. You study grammar for years, yet when you listen to a real story, your brain freezes, the words blur together, and you start to doubt your intelligence. This lack of confidence is what keeps your level stuck in that downward trend you saw on the thumbnail. If you can't track your progress through listening, you'll never feel truly comfortable speaking. You're stuck in a cycle of learning without measuring, which is like trying to drive to a new city without a map. But today, that cycle ends. I have designed a comprehensive challenge consisting of 11 different stories, each carefully crafted to test various nuances of the English language. This isn't just one test, it's a full diagnostic journey. We will start simple and gradually increase the complexity of the vocabulary and speed. If you can make it through all 11 stories, you will finally know your true level. Stay with me until the very end of the final story to get your complete score and see if you can beat the challenge. Let's begin. In a hidden facility buried away from the eyes of society, known simply as the White Room, children were not raised, they were engineered. This facility was the brainchild of a powerful and ambitious man, Professor Ayanukoji, Kiyotaka's own father. His goal was chilling in its simplicity. He wanted to prove to the world that genius is not something you are born with, but something that can be manufactured through absolute, uncompromising discipline. Inside those walls, everything that makes childhood warm and human was systematically stripped away. There were no colorful murals, no cartoons to watch on Saturday mornings, and no sounds of laughter echoing down the halls. The rooms were plain, the lighting was harsh, and the air itself felt heavy with the suffocating pressure of expectation. From the moment Kiyotaka could walk, his life became a series of tests. These were not the gentle tests of a kindergarten classroom. While other children his age were learning to sing songs and play with blocks, Ayanukoji was forced to study complex logic. While others were learning their primary colors, he was solving advanced mathematics that would baffle most university graduates. By the age of 5, his cognitive abilities had already surpassed the average adult. By the age of 7, he was deep into the study of human psychology, learning not how to make friends, but how humans think, how they succumb to fear, and how they weave webs of lies. It is important to realize that he didn't master these subjects because he was a curious child. He mastered them because he had no other choice. In the White Room, every day was a brutal competition for survival. Every minor mistake was met with immediate punishment. Every sign of weakness was viewed as a defect to be removed. The facility operated on a philosophy of extreme meritocracy. Children who could not keep up with the escalating difficulty of the curriculum were eliminated from the program. Some collapsed under the mental strain, their minds fracturing before they reached puberty. Some simply disappeared, leaving no trace behind. The system did not care for the broken, it only cared for the results. In this environment of cold calculation, Ayanukoji underwent a fundamental change. He realized very early on that in the White Room, emotions were nothing more than obstacles. Crying was a sign of weakness. Fear was a distraction. Attachment was a liability. To survive, he had to kill the part of himself that felt. He became a master of his own internal world, learning that if you show nothing to the outside world, you lose nothing to it. This is why his face rarely changes and his eyes often look empty. It isn't because he is a robot. it is because he spent his formative years learning that survival meant treating human behavior like a mathematical equation. He began to observe instead of reacting, to analyze instead of speaking, and to calculate instead of trusting. As the years stretched on, the training only intensified. It wasn't just about books and logic anymore. He was pushed to the limits of physical endurance, mastering various forms of martial arts, learning the intricacies of global economic systems, and participating in high-stakes strategic simulations. He was being groomed to be a masterpiece, a human being who could dominate any field, whether it be politics, war, or business. One by one, the other children in his generation fell away, unable to withstand the weight of the fourth-generation curriculum. But Ayanukoji remained. He didn't just endure the White Room, he conquered it. He became the most successful product the facility had ever seen, a being of pure efficiency and logic. Yet, deep within this perfect machine, something unexpected began to stir, a quiet, flickering spark of curiosity. Despite all the conditioning, he wanted to see the world beyond the white walls. He had studied society through textbooks and analyzed human emotion through data points, but he had never actually lived. He made a decision that would eventually shock the architects of his prison. He chose to leave. He sought refuge in the Advanced Nurturing High School, a prestigious institution designed to cultivate the future leaders of Japan. But Ayanukoji didn't enter the school to lead or to dominate. In fact, he did the opposite. During the entrance exams, he performed a feat of calculation that was perhaps more impressive than getting a perfect score. He intentionally scored exactly 50 points in every single subject. He didn't want to be at the top, he wanted to be invisible. For the first time in his life, he wanted the luxury of being ordinary. He was placed in Class D, the defective class, where he acted lazy, unmotivated, and forgettable. But the White Room had left a permanent mark on his soul. Even while trying to live a normal life, his mind never stopped working. He quickly decoded the hidden structure of the school, realizing that points represented power and that information was the ultimate currency. While his classmate panicked over exams and social standing, Ayanukoji stayed calm, predicting outcomes before they even manifested. The true terror of his intelligence lies in his anonymity. He does not seek the spotlight or the praise of his peers. He manipulates the board from the shadows, ensuring victory while letting others take the credit. To him, people are often just pieces in a game, tools to be used to ensure his own quiet life remains undisturbed. Because he grew up where love was non-existent, he struggles to understand the value of a heart. He can simulate friendship and mimic social cues, but the actual feeling of connection remains a foreign language to him. He is powerful, yet he is profoundly isolated. He can control the entire school, but he cannot fully enjoy the peace he worked so hard to find. However, as time passes in the real world, the perfect product is starting to show signs of humanity. There are moments, however brief, where he protects those around him for reasons that don't fit into a logical equation. There are instances of genuine curiosity about what it means to belong to a group. It is subtle, almost invisible to the naked eye, but it suggests that the White Room didn't win. It suggests that even the most rigorous conditioning cannot completely extinguish the human spirit. Ultimately, Ayanukoji's story is a warning. It teaches us that intelligence without emotion is a lonely peak to climb. It shows us that discipline without warmth creates a distance that no amount of success can bridge. When you look at him, don't just see a master manipulator or a cold genius. See a child who was robbed of his right to play. See a boy who was taught how to win before he was ever taught how to smile. He has mastered the world, but he is still a beginner at being a person. Perhaps the greatest lesson we can take from him is that true strength isn't about controlling everything and everyone around you. True strength is having the courage to feel, the vulnerability to trust, and the wisdom to know that you don't have to be perfect to be human. So, when you see Ayano Koji, remember, he is not just a mastermind, he is a survivor of a world without warmth. But what do you think? Can someone like him ever truly be free? Or will the White Room always be a part of his soul? If you enjoyed this deep dive and want to improve your English with more powerful stories, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Don't stop your learning journey here. Click the video on your screen right now to discover our next story. Stay sharp, stay curious, and I will see you in the next one.
Lean was not poor, but he was not rich either. His family lived in a small apartment. His father worked a steady job, he managed the house. Every morning was the same. Wake up, eat breakfast, go to school, come back, do homework, sleep, repeat. Nothing was wrong, but nothing was changing. And one afternoon, at age 15, Lean noticed something. His father had been doing the same job for 20 years, same office, same schedule, same salary range. His mother followed the same routine every day. No growth, no new skills, no new opportunities. That night, Lean asked himself a question. If I keep doing the same things every day, will my life look exactly the same in 20 years? And the answer scared him. Yes. One day in ICT class, the teacher was explaining how to turn on a computer, how to open a folder, how to create a Word document. Lean looked around. Everyone was copying simple instructions. But that same week, on YouTube, he saw something else. Kids in other countries were building robots. Teenagers were coding AI systems. Students his age were learning machine learning. He saw a 14-year-old in another country training an AI model. Lean froze. He whispered to himself, "They are building the future, and we are learning how to click a mouse." That moment changed everything. That night, Lean did something different. Instead of playing games, he searched how to learn AI from scratch. He didn't understand most of it. Neural networks, Python, algorithms. It sounded impossible, but he remembered something. If he kept doing average things, he would get average results. So he started. 1 video a day, then 2, then 3. He downloaded free software. He practiced typing code. At first, everything failed. Errors, bugs, confusion. But Lean didn't quit. While others were scrolling social media, Lean was learning Python. At 17, while friends were hanging out, Lean was building small programs. At 18, he built his first simple AI chatbot. It wasn't perfect, but it worked. His teachers didn't understand what he was doing. His friends thought he was too serious. But Lean saw something they didn't. He saw 10 years ahead. Lean studied computer science, but he noticed something again. His country was still behind in AI development. Limited research, limited funding, limited exposure. So he made another decision. After college, he would go abroad. He applied for scholarships, many rejections, but he kept improving his skills. Finally, at 22 years old, he got accepted into an advanced AI engineering program overseas. Foreign countries struggle, new country, new language, new culture. He felt small again. Students there had been coding since childhood, but Lean had something different, hunger. He studied 10 hours a day, machine learning, deep learning, neural networks, AI systems architecture. 1 year later, professors noticed him. He wasn't the smartest, but he was the most consistent. Developed an AI prototype designed specifically for his home country. An AI system that could help farmers predict crop diseases, assist students with learning, improve small business planning. He didn't build AI just to become rich. He built it to solve real problems. At 26, Lean returned home, not as an average student, but as a high-level AI developer. He started a tech startup. Within a year, government organizations began noticing. Tech companies partnered with him. and the country that once taught him how to turn on a computer was now learning AI from him. Lean was never the richest kid, never the most privileged, never the most connected. The only difference? At 15, he refused to accept normal. He understood something powerful. Environment does not define your future. Your daily actions do. If your school is behind, learn online. If your country is developing, develop yourself faster. If your surroundings are average, upgrade your habits. Right now, somewhere in the world, a 15-year-old is realizing the same thing. Lean realized. Maybe that person is you. You don't need perfect conditions. You need a decision. Because if you keep doing what everyone around you is doing, you will get what everyone around you gets. Lean didn't hate his country. He improved himself so he could improve it. If this story made you think, don't stop here. On your screen right now is another life-changing story. Click it, because the next video will show you the mindset that separates dreamers from builders. If you want more real stories about success, discipline and growth, subscribe now. This channel is not for average thinking, it's for future builders. And your next level is waiting in the next video. Click it. I'll see you.
What if failure is not the end? What if it is only the beginning? Many people believe that when life falls apart, everything is lost. But sometimes, losing everything gives you the freedom to build something new. No money, no job, no support. And yet, she created one of the most magical worlds in history. Her name is J.K. Rowling. This is not just a story about books. This is a story about resilience, about belief, and about the power of starting over. Take a deep breath and listen carefully, because this might be your 2026 reset. In the early 1990s, Joanne Rowling's life was not magical. It was difficult. She was recently divorced. She was a single mother. She was living in Edinburgh, Scotland, and she was surviving on welfare. Welfare means government financial support for people who have no income. She had very little money. Sometimes, she struggled to pay for basic things like food and heating. She has said before that she felt like a failure. Not just a small failure, but a complete failure. She felt despair. Despair is a deep feeling of sadness and hopelessness. She felt isolation. Isolation means feeling alone, separated from others. Most of her friends were building careers. They were moving forward in life, but she felt stuck. She was 30 years old, divorced, and unemployed. She once described herself as the biggest failure I knew. But something interesting was happening during that dark time. She later realized that her failure became a fresh start. When everything falls away, when expectations disappear, and when pride breaks, you are free. Free to try, free to risk, free to imagine. Years earlier, during a train journey from Manchester to London, an idea came into her mind. A boy, a wizard, a school of magic. The idea of Harry Potter was born on that train. And now, during her hardest days, that idea returned. When her real life felt heavy, her imagination became an escape. Rowling did not have a private office. She did not have expensive equipment. She had something simple: a notebook, a pen, and a sleeping baby. She would take her daughter to a cafe in Edinburgh. While her baby slept beside her, she would write, sometimes for hours. She was working on her manuscript. A manuscript is the original version of a book before it is published. She wrote about magic, about friendship, about courage, and about a boy who did not know he was special. The world she was creating was full of imagination. Imagination is the ability to create ideas and images in your mind. Her real surroundings were modest, small cafe tables, cold weather, and limited money. But inside her mind, there were castles, flying broomsticks, and hidden secrets. Writing became her devotion. Devotion means deep commitment and love for something. She did not write because she was guaranteed success. She wrote because she believed in the story. Her belief was unwavering. Unwavering means strong and not changing, even during difficulty. Day after day, she continued. Even when she felt tired, even when she felt uncertain, and even when doubt whispered in her ear, her imagination gave her strength. And slowly, page by page, the manuscript was finished. But finishing the manuscript was only the beginning. Next came rejection. Rejection means being refused or turned away. She sent her manuscript to publishers. One said no, then another, then another. 12 publishers rejected her book. 12 times she heard the word no. Imagine that. Each rejection letter carried discouragement. Discouragement is the feeling of losing confidence or hope. It would have been easy to quit. Many people would have quit. She was already tired and already financially struggling. But she chose persistence. Persistence means continuing even when something is difficult. She believed the story mattered. Finally, a small publishing company called Bloomsbury agreed to read the manuscript. The chairman gave the first chapter to his young daughter. She read it and she asked for more. That simple request changed everything. Bloomsbury decided to publish the book. It was a breakthrough. A breakthrough is a sudden important success after difficulty. After 12 rejections, one yes was enough. In 1997, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone was published. At first, it was quiet. Small sales, limited attention. But slowly, something powerful happened. Children loved the story. Parents loved the story. The book spread word by word, reader by reader. It became a phenomenon. A phenomenon is something extraordinary that many people notice and talk about. The story crossed borders, languages, and generations. Soon, Harry Potter was a global success. Movies were made. Millions of books were sold. The woman who once lived on welfare became one of the most successful authors in the world. Her life changed quickly, but her journey was not quick. It was built on years of quiet effort, on resilience, on perseverance, and on unwavering belief. Now, let's bring this story back to you. Maybe your life is not magical right now. Maybe you feel behind. Maybe you feel like you failed. Maybe you feel isolated or feel despair. But what if this moment is not your ending? What if this is your reset? J.K. Rowling once said that rock bottom became the solid foundation on which she rebuilt her life. Rock bottom is the lowest point in your life, but it can also be a stepping stone. A stepping stone is something you step on to move higher. Failure is not permanent. It is information. It teaches you. It shapes you. It removes what is unnecessary. In 2026, you have something powerful. Access to knowledge, access to learning, and access to ideas. You may not have money. You may not have support. But you have imagination. You have time. You have the ability to choose. Rowling did not wait for perfect conditions. She used what she had: a cafe, a notebook, a sleeping child. What do you have right now? A phone? A laptop? An idea? Your environment may not be ideal, but your dream does not need ideal conditions to begin. It needs action, small action, daily action, unwavering action. There is something else we must understand. No one believed in her story at first. Not the publishers, not the industry, but she believed. Belief is powerful. When you believe in your dream, you move differently. You act differently. You endure differently. Resilience means the ability to recover from difficulty. Rowling was resilient. Each rejection strengthened her. Each struggle clarified her purpose. When you face discouragement, ask yourself, is this a stop sign, or is this training? Maybe your no is preparing you for the right yes. Maybe your delay is preparing you for a bigger opportunity. Maybe your failure is shaping your strength. Starting over is not weakness. It is courage. So here is the question. What dream are you holding on to? What manuscript is inside you? What idea have you been afraid to begin? Your 2026 reset does not require permission. It requires decision. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is a stepping stone toward it. Like Rowling, you may be sitting in your own cafe moment right now. Life may feel small, but your imagination is not small. Your resilience is not small. Your future is not small. Starting over is magic, and magic begins with belief. Take this moment, make this decision, and begin again. Because sometimes, the most powerful chapter of your life is the one you write after everything falls apart. J.K. Rowling's journey didn't end with a yes from a publisher. It ended with a yes to herself. She proved that your current chapter is not your whole book. If you are breathing, your story is still being written. But here at Fantistori, we believe the best stories are the ones we write together. Are you in your cafe moment right now? Are you working on a dream that no one else sees yet? Look at the person in the comments below you. Support them. Tell us your 2026 goal. Let's make this comment section the foundation of our success. If this story moved you, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell. Don't miss our next episode, where we dive into the rock bottom of another legend who changed the world. Every story here is a step toward your own greatness. You've learned about the magic of starting over. Now, you need to learn the strategy of the new mindset. Click the video on your screen right now to see our next story. I'll see you there. Remember, your reset starts today. This is Fantistori. Every morning, students walked past him without a second thought. They never looked at his face, and they never asked his name. To them, he was simply the janitor, a man with a mop who cleaned their mess and disappeared whenever they entered the classroom. But what they did not know was that while they were sleeping, scrolling through their phones, or wasting time, the janitor was building something extraordinary. He was not building a company or a brand yet. He was building $1 million mind. His name was Ames. He was 38 years old when he took the job at Westbridge High School. Life had not been kind to him. He had once dreamed of becoming a successful entrepreneur and believed he would be someone important, but failure hit him hard. His business collapsed, debt swallowed him, and his friends disappeared. Even his family stopped believing in him. Now, his routine was simple: sweep, mop, wipe, and repeat. One afternoon, a student laughed as Ames cleaned the hallway. "Imagine being 40 and still cleaning floors," the boy whispered to his friends. Ames heard it, but he said nothing. Inside, however, something shifted. That night, he made a decision. If the world saw him as small, he would build himself up silently. After his shift ended, he did not go home to watch TV or complain about his life. Instead, he walked into the school library. The librarian looked confused when he asked to borrow a book about money. That night, Ames read for 3 hours. He realized that he had worked hard his whole life, but he had never worked smart. English learning tip. Notice the word realize. In American English, we use this to mean to become fully aware of something. You can practice this by saying, I realize that my habits define my future. Ames created a strict routine. His mornings were for cleaning floors, but his evenings were for cleaning his mind. He read books on finance, psychology, and philosophy. He discovered a powerful truth: your income grows only when your mind grows. He stopped identifying as just a janitor and started seeing himself as a learner. This identity shift changed everything. He began saving small amounts of money, investing in index funds rather than buying new clothes or eating out. He was not trying to get rich fast. He was trying to get better slowly. Years passed, and while he remained invisible to the students, his investment account grew through the power of consistency and compound interest. Vocabulary boost. Try to use the word consistency, which means the quality of always performing in a similar way. Consistency is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. One day, the humiliation reached a breaking point. A group of students intentionally made a mess and mocked his career. Ames felt the sting of their words, but he remembered a powerful rule: you have power over your mind, not outside events. He realized that temporary humiliation is the price of long-term growth. After 7 years of quiet study and disciplined saving, Ames noticed an opportunity to invest in a struggling local business. He researched for months before taking the risk. The business grew, and he became a silent partner. His wealth reached 7 figures, yet he never bragged and he did not quit his job immediately. He understood that real wealth was about mindset, not just the balance in a bank account. 10 years later, the school hosted an alumni event. Successful doctors, engineers, and entrepreneurs returned, including the boy who had once mocked Ames. When the guest speaker was introduced as a major investor who funded local startups, the room went silent. Ames walked onto the stage wearing a simple, elegant suit. He spoke softly, telling the crowd, I cleaned these floors for 10 years. I heard every joke and felt every cold shoulder. But every night, I built a mind. He explained that his job did not define his future, his habits did. The former student approached him afterward to apologize, and Ames simply smiled and told him, you don't need to apologize. Just start reading. Ames did not become wealthy because of luck. He became wealthy because he controlled his emotions, invested in knowledge, and played the long game. Most people want fast success, but real success is often quiet and invisible until it becomes undeniable. Right now, you may feel unseen or undervalued. People might underestimate you or laugh at your current position. But remember, the world respects results, and results come from habits. If you dedicate 1 hour a day to growth, you will eventually shock the people around you. Ames changed his mind first, and when the mind changes, everything else follows. What are you building every night? Are you building excuses, or are you building $1 million mind? This story is not really about a janitor. It is about your hidden potential and your quiet preparation. If this story moved you and made you think differently about your own journey, subscribe to this channel. We are here to build stronger minds together. Comment below and tell us, what skill are you going to start learning today? Use our new vocabulary words, consistency, or realize, in your comment to practice your English. You may be invisible now, but if you keep learning, the world will eventually have no choice but to see you. Leo gripped the handle of his suitcase so hard his knuckles turned white, the plastic digging into his palm as he sprinted toward gate 42. Every breath felt like fire in his lungs, and the ambient noise of the airport, the rolling wheels of bags, the muffled announcements, the chatter of 1,000 travelers, swirled around him like a storm. He reached the desk just as the heavy glass doors slid shut with a finality that sounded like a prison cell closing. Please, Leo gasped, his voice cracking with a mixture of exhaustion and desperation. The plane. New York. I am here. The gate agent, a woman with a tired but professional expression, looked up from her computer and shook her head slowly. I am sorry, sir, she said, her voice calm and terrifyingly final. The flight is closed. You are too late. Leo felt a cold shiver go down his spine. He had spent months saving for this trip, months dreaming of the New York skyline, and now, because of a simple traffic jam, it was all slipping away. He stood there, a lone figure in a vast hall, feeling smaller than he ever had before. He wanted to explain that it wasn't his fault, that he had tried his best, but the English sentences felt like heavy stones he couldn't lift. This was the moment he had always feared, being stuck in a foreign place, unable to fight for himself. But Leo took a deep breath, remembering that silence was his only true enemy. He looked the agent in the eyes and used the simple, powerful phrases he had practiced. I missed my flight, he said clearly, forcing himself not to look at the floor. What are my options? Please help me. The agent softened, seeing the genuine distress in his eyes. She told him he needed to go to the customer service desk at the far end of the terminal. As Leo walked, every step felt heavy. He passed a duty-free shop where people were laughing and buying perfume, and a cafe where the smell of roasted coffee reminded him of the home he was trying to leave behind. He felt like an outsider, a ghost wandering through a world of fluent speakers. When he finally reached the service desk, the line was long, a snake of frustrated people all clutching passports like shields. He waited for 45 minutes, his mind racing, rehearsing the words over and over. My flight number is UA123. I missed the connection. Is there another plane? He said it under his breath, a mantra to keep his courage from fading. When he finally reached the front, he met an officer who looked overworked and stern. This was the ultimate test. Hello, Leo started, his heart drumming against his ribs. I missed flight UA123 to New York. My bus was late. Is there a flight tonight? The officer typed quickly, the clicking of the keys sounding like gunfire in the quiet moments of their exchange. Everything tonight is full, the officer replied without looking up. Leo felt a lump form in his throat. He thought of his family waiting for his call, of the hotel reservation he would lose, and the cold reality of sleeping on a hard airport bench. Deep emotion surged through him, a mix of shame and anger. But he didn't give up. What about tomorrow? Leo asked, his voice steadying. I need to go to New York. I have a boarding pass, but I need a new one. The officer finally looked up, seeing not just another passenger, but a man determined to overcome his barrier. There is one seat left at 8 a.m., the officer said, a small smile appearing. There is a rebooking fee of $100. Can you pay that? Leo didn't hesitate. He handed over his card, his hand trembling slightly not from fear, but from the relief of finally being understood. As Leo sat in the quiet terminal later that night, watching the moon hang over the parked airplanes on the tarmac, he realized that the words he used weren't complex. He didn't need Shakespearean English, he needed the courage to use level 1 English. He had survived the crisis not by being perfect, but by being brave enough to speak. He looked at his new boarding pass, the ink still fresh, and felt a surge of pride that was more powerful than any fear he had ever known. He had navigated the storm, and tomorrow, he would fly. You have just seen how Leo transformed a moment of total disaster into a victory simply by using the right tools at the right time. You have the same power within you. The fear of missing a flight or failing to speak is only a shadow, and as soon as you turn on the light of knowledge, that shadow disappears. Don't let your story end at the closed gate of silence. Take the next step in your journey and master the next level of your survival skills. If you want to know what Leo did next when he finally landed in New York and had to navigate the city's complex streets, click the video on the screen right now to continue your English adventure. Your transformation from a silent observer to a confident speaker is just one click away. See you in the next lesson.
He believed something simple. If I treat people well, they will treat me well. At 21 years old, that belief was still alive inside him. He wasn't rich, he wasn't powerful, but he had something rare. A clean heart. Life didn't try to destroy him, it tried to test him. Type of person who returned extra change to a cashier, stayed loyal in friendships, helped classmates before exams, kept promises, even small ones. If he said he would come, he came. If he said he would help, he helped. People called him too nice. He called it normal. Because to him, respect wasn't optional, it was basic. One day his close friend asked for money. It wasn't a small amount, but he trusted him. No rush, his friend said. Weeks passed, messages became shorter, calls became ignored, one day blocked. Later he found out that same friend laughed about how easy it was. That day something hurt. Not the money, the trust. At work, he worked hard, stayed late, helped teammates finish tasks, one project succeeded. But in the meeting, someone else took credit. He sat there quietly. Shock, confusion, anger. For the first time he thought, maybe being good makes you invisible. It deeply gave time, gave attention, gave honesty. But she left. Her reason? You're too simple, too soft, too predictable. That sentence echoed in his head. Too soft. Was kindness weakness? He started observing the world differently. He saw people succeed by lying confidently, manipulating quietly, using others strategically. And for a moment, he considered changing. Be colder, be smarter, be less available. Because it seemed like that's how the world worked. That was the real crossroads, not betrayal, temptation. One night he sat alone and asked himself, if I change who I am, what exactly am I winning? Yes, being good didn't protect him from pain, but becoming dishonest would protect him from himself. He realized something powerful. Being good doesn't mean trusting everyone. Being kind doesn't mean having no boundaries. Being honest doesn't mean staying silent. The problem wasn't his heart. It was his lack of limits. He didn't become cold. He became wise. He stopped explaining himself to everyone. Stopped helping people who never helped back. Stopped saying yes to everything. He learned to say no, calmly, confidently, without guilt. And something interesting happened. The same people who used to ignore him started respecting him. Over time, his reputation grew. People described him as reliable, honest, solid. When opportunities appeared, his name came up first. Why? Because trust builds slowly, but it builds strong. Others who used shortcuts eventually collapsed. But his character stayed stable, and stability wins long term. Here's the truth most people don't say. Good will not make everyone treat you well, but it will attract the right people. It will give you peace at night. It will build a name that money can't buy. The world doesn't reward kindness immediately. It tests it first. So if you're a good person, don't change. Upgrade. Add boundaries, add awareness, add strength, but never lose your character. Because in a world full of temporary power, character is permanent power. If this story spoke to you, if you're someone who refuses to become bitter, subscribe to this channel. Because here, we don't just tell stories, we build stronger minds. This is Fantistori, where struggles become stories. And your story is still being written. He was never the best until life broke him. So was never the smartest kid in class, never the fastest runner, and never the most talented. In any competition, he wasn't first, he wasn't second. Most of the time, he wasn't even noticed. After a while, he stopped trying to be noticed because when you grow up being average, you start believing that average is all you'll ever be. But life has a strange way of waking you up. Sometimes, it breaks you first. Childhood struggles. In school, he studied harder than most, but his grades were always just okay. He sat on the bench in sports, and in art, someone else was always better. Teachers didn't expect much from him, and friends didn't depend on him. He wasn't bad, he just wasn't special, and that hurt more than failure. Failure means you tried, but being invisible feels like you don't matter. Eventually, he stopped raising his hand, stopped volunteering, and stopped dreaming big, telling himself he just wasn't built for greatness. Nothing changed as he grew older. He applied for jobs and was rejected. He tried a small business and failed. He attempted new skills but quit halfway. Every time he tried to move forward, life pushed him back, leading him to believe he wasn't meant to win. This belief became heavier than reality because once your mind accepts defeat, you stop fighting. He wasn't lazy or careless. He was just tired of proving himself and still losing. Then, one night, a car accident changed everything. It wasn't headline news, but it was serious enough to put him in a hospital bed for weeks. While broken bones heal, lying there alone staring at the ceiling caused something inside him to crack open. For the first time, he wasn't distracted by competition or comparison. He faced one uncomfortable question: if I survive this, am I going back to the same life? That thought scared him more than the accident itself. In that room, he realized he wasn't failing because he lacked talent, but because he quit before mastery. He kept changing direction when things got hard, wanting results without becoming resilient. He was never the best, but he was always capable. He just never stayed long enough to find out. He made a quiet commitment, this time. I won't quit. Recovery and rehabilitation were slow and painful, but he treated it like training. Every small improvement was a victory. Though when he returned home, he picked just one skill, no backup plan, no distractions. He worked on it every single day, not for applause, but to prove he could stay consistent. Months passed with no viral success or overnight transformation, just slow, relentless progress. Then, something unexpected happened. He didn't become the best overnight, but he became disciplined. He didn't become famous, but he became dependable. Opportunities started appearing because consistency beats talent when talent quits. The person who was once invisible was now trusted, respected, and valued. Life hadn't changed, but he had. He was never the best as a child or the most gifted, but he became something stronger, unbreakable. Sometimes life doesn't make you the best, it makes you persistent. And in the long run, persistence wins. Pause. He didn't become successful because he was talented. He became successful because he finally refused to quit. If you enjoyed this story of resilience and the power of never giving up, make sure to support the journey. Subscribe to the channel for more real, emotional, and powerful motivational stories. The bell icon so you never miss a daily dose of discipline and consistency. Like and share this video if you believe that persistence eventually wins. Comment below. What is the one skill you are refusing to quit on this year? What do you need next? 12 years old, he stood in line holding food stamps while pretending not to see his classmates behind him. He told himself something that day. One day, I won't stand in this line again. Years later, his company would be worth billions. But back then, he was just a kid trying not to feel small. He grew up in a small apartment in Ohio, paint peeling from the walls, heating that worked only sometimes, bills stacked on the kitchen table. His mother worked double shifts at a diner. His father was gone before he understood why. There were nights when dinner was cereal. Not because they liked it, because it was cheap. He didn't hate being poor, he hated feeling powerless. At 14, he got his first job washing dishes. The pay was small, but the lesson was big. He watched how the restaurant owner spoke to customers, how he handled money, how he made decisions. While others clocked out, he stayed curious. He started reading about business online, watching free interviews, studying entrepreneurs. Not because it was trendy, because he didn't want his future decided by luck. 19, he tried launching an online store. He invested his savings. It failed. No customers, no sales, no one believed in the idea. Friends laughed. Family said, college is safer. Get something stable. He felt embarrassed. For a week he stopped trying. That week felt heavier than poverty. One night he looked at his old neighborhood. Nothing had changed. Same streets, same struggles, same limits. He realized something powerful. Failure wasn't the problem. Staying here forever was. So he stopped chasing quick success and started building real skills: marketing, negotiation, product development, leadership, slowly, quietly. For years, nothing looked impressive. He worked a regular job by day, built ideas at night. Most people saw no progress, but progress was happening internally. His mindset changed, his discipline improved, his patience grew. He stopped asking, "When will I win?" and started asking, "What can I improve today?" That changed everything. At 27, he launched again. This time, it wasn't about hype, it was about solving a real problem. He listened to customers carefully, adjusted quickly, stayed consistent. The first year, modest growth. The second year, steady traction. By year 3, investors noticed. Not because he was flashy, because he was reliable. A major partnership came, revenue multiplied, expansion followed. Within a decade, his company crossed $1 billion valuation. The media called him self-made, visionary, overnight success. He smiled, because overnight had taken 15 years. He didn't escape poverty with luck, he escaped it with patience. He didn't become powerful overnight, he became powerful by becoming better every day. Growing up poor didn't limit him, it trained him. It taught him hunger, gratitude, discipline. Success isn't about where you start, it's about how long you're willing to continue. This is Fantistori, where struggles become stories, and maybe your story is still being written.